Welcome to your Monday, November 10th Power Hour meeting with Katelyn, Carly, and Clare Fulton. We've got some birthdays in the office as well. Morale and Nelson. Happy birthday. How has everything been going? Who ran open houses this weekend?
There was a lot in the chat this week.
Did you find someone to host it, or did you host your own in the end?
I hosted it.
Okay. And how did it go?
Not that well.
No, that was on the Sunday snowstorm day, basically, right?
Well, both days.
Both days, okay,
It was
okay.
one person per day.
Yeah,
He
okay.
was just literally like 3 doors down. They just wanted to,
Yeah, okay. And you're doing offer night, though, on that property?
Tuesday, yeah.
Tuesday? How many showings so far?
Really want to know?
Yeah. One showing?
One showing.
Okay, that's okay.
Well, it's just,
Yeah.
The problem is it's been on the market for 4 months with another realtor.
Yeah,
And so, I mean, it just showed that it's been on there for a while.
yeah.
Did you list at the same price as that guy, or you went under?
Their lowest was $729. I said, let's try $699 with an offer date. If you want at least $700, let's try that.
Yeah,
And that worked.
that's okay. I think that actually might be your price instead of an offer night price.
Listen, we got $699.
Yeah.
They don't want it, but
Yeah.
I'll take it at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll look at stats too, but I'm not sure about the holding offers anymore, unless you know fully that it's just to get showings, but sometimes it's not even working for that.
Yeah.
The new strategy we've been playing with is like listing a little bit low, but not holding. Like don't even put a date on it. Let the first offer become your date.
What is it you're trying to sell there, Tim?
I mean, they want $729.
What
The
is it?
semi-detached.
It's an end unit condo townhouse.
Oh, yeah, condo
You guys
town.
do that,
Whereabouts?
Just by
Scarborough.
Kennedy. Dundalk.
Dundalk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the price is right for what it is, being an end unit, and it's got an extended driveway, which is rare in that area.
And how's the location?
It's just, I think the fact that it's kind of been on the market forever, just looking at
Yeah.
it still right now.
I'm getting feedback on the other side of the room about the location.
Not a great location.
Dundalk? The best.
That's why we talk about these things, though, right? Because we all know different things about areas and pockets and pricing and stuff too. So yeah, it all comes down to price.
What was the last sale on that for that area?
It's around like 740-ish.
What month? What month? Yeah. I think the things are going. Prices are
And
down.
what's their motivation?
They're moving back to Sri Lanka.
So
They just want to.
they pick a date, they're gone for sure. Like
What's that?
they're gone for sure. Like they picked a time, they're going to go. And
No, as soon as the house sells, they're gone.
We had clients like that too.
They did not leave.
They wanted to move back to India, and if they sold the house, they would go. But they couldn't sell the house because they bought it in 2022, and now they're still in Canada.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they couldn't drop the price.
Well, they can.
Well, you can. You just they chose not to.
You have,
You're
you have to be
right.
willing to take the loss, and a lot of people's all right. They can't come to that,
Yeah.
which I get.
sometimes you think in that case the motivation would outweigh
I know.
the value. If they, like moving back to Sri Lanka,
Your home country,
that's
yeah.
a huge move. You wouldn't think that
I know.
$20, $30, $50,000 difference in the house price would make that difference between
It
the
is.
move or no move, right?
Yeah.
Still, ego overrides the motivation, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I liked the chat this week when you guys were talking about the open houses. I think you started it. You're like, how's everyone's open houses going? Someone said one in Pickering. One of the agents was watching a podcast, no one through. One agent said bragger because they had one. Another agent said, I'll take one. Michael Smith had 4 groups in Scarborough. I don't know which one that was.
Okay.
Rattan had 4 in North Oshawa. Michael Smith had 6.
People are still.
Chad's gonna egg the listings. So you guys were having fun with
Abe, where'd you do yours? Did you do an open house too?
No.
Oh, I thought I saw
Okay.
you raise a hand.
No,
Okay.
he's just saying hi.
yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone know which one Michael did? If his was like listed low in Scarborough?
There's shit.
It must have been a new listing if he had 6 people through it.
Yeah. So I think people are still going to open houses.
Yeah.
On Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that helps.
That's a strategy too, I think, right? Every weekend. Okay. Anyone running buyers, doing showings on the weekend? Yes. Sandeep always. And locally or around the GTA? Don't tell me you went to like St. Catharines or something.
Kitchener.
No. Yeah, Kitchener.
That's okay. Yeah.
A
That's
lot of
good.
interest on condos.
Yeah.
Condos, eh? Because they know that there's a deal now to get, or okay. Now they're realizing it.
These last 2 months, 5 condos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are getting less than 20-30K. They know I
Yeah.
can explain the advantage, disadvantage, but they are,
Are they end users or investors?
no, all in.
All investors.
Interesting.
No,
End users.
users.
Yeah, that makes sense.
27, 28, 3,000
That makes
rent,
sense.
So
Yeah. We
So they're tenants going into their homes. Okay.
yeah. We got an online lead from our website, and she was a young girl looking for a condo, and she was so excited. And I don't know if she's reading the media, because if you read the media, it's saying the condo market's dead and dying and tragic. So she came in with a pretty low budget, and once we started sending her things, she's like, I'm not ready at all.
Well, she
for
kept
this.
sending.
Like,
We were sending her stuff. Her budget's 420, and she'd be like, "Great, I'd like to look at these houses or condos that were 480, 490." And I'm like, "I know that there's a sale out there, but they're not that cheap."
those were list low
They were
pricing
already
or-
list low, and
and then she goes, I thought the pricing was bad. I'm not ready for this. So she's going to kind of regroup and change her adjustments. It's going to be like a studio or something, right? But yeah, I think the media is really downplaying the
now
condos.
the buyers think they're going to get
Still, average
hundreds
price is
of-
still $650 for a condo, right?
Yeah.
So
I
still,
was talking to Zarek on weekend. Fully renovated condo. They just finished 15 days back. $549 per square feet.
Wow.
That's a good value.
that is
Downtown,
Mrs. House.
Saga.
I heard downtown like Liberty Village is really cheap right now.
Yeah.
Has anybody seen the lowball offers now? Like you're trying, I forget the exact person I'm talking to, but I think it was like a 550 square foot place. We're probably thinking about what, $800 a square foot, $1,000 a square foot, so it's 550 or so, and guys are coming in and offers like 420. And they're saying take it
Yeah.
or leave it. I mean, the
Yeah,
market's
we have
starting to
clients
go up.
that their whole strategy is literally for us / Scenic to only lowball. Like that is the strategy.
From the buyers.
Yes, the buyer says I only.
Oh, that's
let's-
exhausting.
Yeah, it's tough.
And are you going to see the unit too and making the offer? So that's frustrating.
So, yeah.
It's almost better to make the cheap offer now and do it conditional on viewing
Well,
the property.
tenant
so you
strategy-
can save some
Like,
time.
you know what? Hey, listen, are you okay if I just talk to the agent before?
Yeah.
Like let's figure out the motivation and you
He's
know.
like,
Oh, he snapped on it.
Well, you have to be careful as an agent because you have to be on their side. So
Yeah.
as soon as you,
trying to make
I know you are, but for the buyer, they have to understand why you're saying it. So it can't be against them. You have to say strategy wise, like let me talk to the agent before because I want to figure out their motivation. So neither of us waste our time. It's not because I'm against the strategy.
But you gotta be careful when you say waste my time with people because then
Exactly.
they'll go find another agent that's willing to waste their time.
Because I showed him, listen, like the prices right now are like 2020 prices.
Yeah.
If you give me another year or two, then hey, maybe we'll be at the
Yeah,
number.
and you are right. Yeah, average price right now is about 2020, and we'll go through that when we go to stats.
The
So
houses, I think, is 2021.
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, so you have to be on your side, but yeah, you have to manage it.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Me and AD, we went to actually open house for the Peter Fulton.
Oh yeah, how
Yeah,
was
what
that?
was the price
that looks
value on that?
fancy. Was that an open house?
It was an open
How
Yeah.
much? How much was it, Hamid?
They said that it's like something that could be like training or something, but it wasn't that.
Oh, that's what I thought you guys were going for too.
That's a good idea.
The 200 people.
You guys can brand your open houses as mastermind training to get all the agents to come.
I thought you guys were going for a master.
What was the price point of that one?
16
16 million.
million, yeah.
So, I mean, it is education to be at a house with other realtors. And
But you guys thought you guys were going for a course because we talked about it before you guys went.
because he was thinking that it's a course, so
Yeah.
he paid for that. $100. So, and I called them. He said that it's really good. Let's go. So I
Yeah.
called them and they said, I asked them, so how should I pay? And they said, you shouldn't have to pay, so you can come. And I told them, so why did you pay? And I said, it's like actually training or something. I said, no, it's an open house. So we went there and so they had like a bunch of.
They had like dancers, models,
DJ, and-
fashion too, right?
Yeah, that's what
Like a model fashion show. Yeah.
that was a training on how to run a luxury open house.
That would be shocking to show up to an open house thinking it's a training
I
session.
love the idea of selling tickets to go to your open house.
Muhammad went free. Wow.
Okay.
I was curious about that.
Did he get his $100 back? Or?
No, I'm going to ask them what the. It wasn't any like a academy.
You know what Claire's thinking right now? I can see your brain spinning.
What?
You'd be asking for a refund for his $100 back.
Right?
Is that what you're... Yeah.
That's funny because you guys talked about that before we went and we thought it was going to be a
Marketing
full thing.
101. It is. That was training.
It was good because actually we saw lots of people, and it wasn't just for the agents, like
Yeah.
For like financing, mortgage workers, like
Yeah. There's a networking
For
event.
those people at home that don't know what we're talking about, an agent had a $16 million property for sale. He was promoting it as if it was some kind of training event for a high luxury thing. He had about 200 people show up for the open house it turned out to be. So that was a pretty good marketing thing, right?
It looked like an event. It was very fancy, yeah. Huh. Did it give you ideas on what to do for you've got a couple luxury properties on the market. Did it give you some ideas?
Of course, it's a really good idea because when you start to send the invitation for the luxury agents that you're working, so it's going to be really good. But handling those kind of events, like 200 people, I think it has to be like vacant.
Oh, yeah.
And it has to be like you have to have the lots of people to manage that.
Yeah, for sure.
Wasn't that easy?
I guess they're trying to duplicate what they do at $1 million shows, right? Those $1 million real
Selling
estate shows, they're trying to
Sunset,
duplicate
yeah.
and have an agent open, whatever they call it there. And
Yeah,
all those
broker
things. So,
open.
broker open.
It was really good for him because all the people they were taking the photo with him, with Peter,
Yeah.
and then they were posting on the Instagram.
You guys did it too. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's really good marketing for him.
Yeah. Interesting.
So good ideas.
Yeah.
Good approach.
Yeah.
I like it.
And how was the house itself? Is it?
Garbage.
I didn't even
I thought you were about to say gorgeous.
say
I thought gorgeous was about to come out of your mouth.
$16 million garbage.
Garbage.
Garbage, not gorgeous, for those listening at home.
Actually, the custom-made house that I've ever seen in my life.
Where was it?
100. Okay, I'm not.
Not the address. Like.
give the address.
On the Bayview and Roy.
Okay. Interesting. That's funny.
Those people that are older than 42 will remember a show called Lifestyle of the Rich and Famous. And it was a half hour or an hour show, TV show, and it just showed these wonderful houses and it spent like a whole half hour on talking about the property. And this can be yours for $16 million, right? They did a research on the property, all these things that they showed, all these properties that they were doing half-hour commercials. They showed how many properties actually sold. It was like none.
Wow.
So it was just a TV show. That's all it was. But here we go, right? So it's curious.
These are TV shows.
That's the same
that
as today's TV shows. Selling Sunset are not real houses on the market. These are people that have signed up to be on a TV show.
So my point is that all the promotion in the world is still not going to make a property sell unless it's priced right.
Yeah.
That's the
It
bottom
might
line.
get people to pay for his course. Maybe not the house.
And
Interesting. I was very curious about that. So interesting.
But it's a good idea, a good thing to think
I
about,
think so,
right?
yep.
So, yeah.
Tell your sellers you got 200
Why not?
people in the house.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
might as well get some content and PR rather than just sitting there, right?
Yeah.
Cool. You want to jump into sets or something else you want to?
Oof.
I wasn't going to bring that up. You can bring that one up.
That's a touchy subject there.
Yeah.
You might as well just get
Might
that
as
one
well
over
get that one
now.
out.
Well, let's just go. Okay, so everybody got their Toronto Real Estate Board membership dues.
Some people might have.
Some people might have deleted it. But
So for the old guys, it's $1,980. For the not so old guys, it's like $2,203, something like
2011, I think.
that. 2011. So it's
Yeah.
due on December 31st. Only $673 of that is your TRREB. The other stuff is your CREA dues, REA dues, and the Ontario Wellness Program. $659 for your wellness program, which everybody seems to have a problem with that still.
Well, when they lay it
people-
out, it's a bit much.
I get people coming to me saying, complaining, what am I paying that for? How come I'm doing this? Well, this is old news now, right? We're paying it and that's it. So we are paying it, there's no choice. But one person I was talking to last week, I had to explain to them what the benefits were. So anybody here recall what the benefits are? Like you're paying $659 for this
Just to have
insurance.
them.
What does it cover? Does anybody have any recommendations of what it covers?
Covers massages.
I can't talk because I'm the only one that thinks positively about it.
$719, I think, for like dietitians,
You have
chiro.
$750 for paramedical, which is like your osteopath, chiropractic, physio, massage, acupuncture, that kind
What's
of
Alex got?
You can have that with the psychotherapists that you can talk to every week now. There is no limitation for that.
thing. For what, sorry?
Like online, for the psychotherapist, something like that. So,
I'm sorry.
Psychology.
Psychology.
Yeah, BetterHelp. Yeah, there's Maple. You get your Headspace app. What were you going to say, Alex?
doesn't matter.
Alex is not happy with
Yeah. Okay.
that.
So as somebody who has, I fully utilized the whole, all the categories, you end up saving like $100, okay, in the end. But it's better than zero, right? So yeah, you have to go through the effort to claim it all, but you do get some benefits. It depends on your usage. If you're perfectly healthy, don't have prescriptions, don't need therapy, don't need meditation, yeah, it's probably not a good spend for you, right? But
I use every dollar of it too, and I still find no value in that.
you don't lose money.
So like,
Are you-
I'm not paying 25% more.
Yeah.
I think people would rather take the
Just not.
600
I get
bucks
it.
and spend it directly
I know.
on the services than
Yeah,
have it
I know.
on top of it.
It is what it is. Use it. You have it now. You don't have a choice, so you might as well use it.
$695. So you have to spend the money anyways, right?
Yep.
So basically you got your $100,000 of basic life insurance. So you pass away $100,000. Unless you're over 65, then it's only 50.
I will say this is something most people, if you don't have life insurance, like you don't benefit it because you're here alive. But at some point you may have a mortgage, and if you pass away, you're gonna need life insurance. I know it's hard to see the value today, but it's there, right?
And other than the life insurance, but you still have $750 per year on prescription drugs. So if you happen to be needing those, then
I will say Green Shield, they actually are cheaper than Shoppers, and you can have, if you guys have a medication that you get consistently, they will mail it to your house, and it's cheaper than going to Shoppers Drug Mart.
Yeah,
I use that one.
So you get a dispensing fee when you have a prescription, right? Shoppers Drug Mart's like $20 to $30. No name brands will be a little bit cheaper. Green Shield's like $13. So if you're not in a rush for that prescription, it takes a couple days. They will mail it to your house. The dispensing fee is a tiny bit lower than your regular Shoppers
That's the
Drug
only
Mart.
one.
Got $750 a year for paramedic practitioner coverage, which is, what is
Those are
that?
like your massages, chiropractor, physiotherapy.
Dietitian.
They're like registered paramedical
And
physicians.
you have another $500 for other medical services. I don't know what that is.
Like the ambulance or something like that.
Ambulance.
Yeah, maybe like
Ambulance.
Maybe a
or
private
things like
room.
that. Okay, that's fine. You've got travel insurance. How
That's
much what
true.
does the travel insurance cost? $100, $150?
Usually it's on your credit card. So.
not always. Depends on.
Right.
Wow.
How much over 60?
$2 million, right? If you're over 70 years old, can you even get travel insurance? Because here you can up to 80 years old.
We
So
can
that's
Costco.
that's a good deal, right? You can at Costco. Okay. Virtual mental health care. That's what we're talking about. So you've got that too. So there are things that even though it's distasteful for some people, there are some advantages that you can.
I mean, the reality is
Pay
it's
for
too bad. So we have to do a lease and pay for it. Or,
It is open now to make changes.
Correct.
Yes.
So when I
Only
want to
now.
add to that, so what you've got an email today, you would have got an email today saying you can upgrade.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just do this off the top of my head, but let's say you're yourself and your spouse, right? Let's say your spouse doesn't have anything, so you can add that spouse for let's say $40 a month, $29, something like that. So say $30 a month, you can add your spouse, and your spouse then would have the same benefits as you would. So you can share the $750, you can share the $500. So even though you yourself may not be doing massages, maybe your spouse does.
sure. Or you may have children too that you want to put as dependents.
And you can only do that once a year. The window opens up once a year. Once you've made your decision, it's okay for the entire year. So if you don't make your decision, I think this week. Is it this week?
It starts November 17th until December, early December.
You like
Okay,
a
so
month or
November 7th. So you got a
It's not
couple of
open yet
weeks.
for changes.
So you got a week or so to be able to.
You have
to
about 3 weeks to add
Alright.
changes. There's no November 17th, I don't think.
Good. Whether it's a good idea or a bad idea, I have no idea.
We don't have a choice.
TRREB came in with their sales for October. They're about minus 9.5%. If you read the newspapers, there's different people talking about it. You can get all the negative things you want or all the positive things you want. If the sales are down 9.5%, there's 6,100 sales. Total active listings are actually 27,000. They're actually up 17%, so there's more choice. 31 days is average on the market. 98% is the list sales ratio. All properties are selling within 98% of the list price, which goes back to what I'm saying before, that you've got a property that's overpriced. It's going to sell for within 2% of the list price, but it has to be within 2% of the value. So if somebody says, well, can't we just try it? Can't we just put it on the market? Can't we just let it sit there? We all know that the property sits there, nothing happens, right? If it's not priced right, it doesn't get showings, doesn't get activity. Year-to-date sales are down, number of sales year-to-date, minus 7%. New listings up 2.7%. Average price, $1,054,000. It's down 7.2%. Average price at $1,054,000. Last month was $1,059,000. Month before $1,021,000, and then $1,051,000 in July. $1,001.1 in June. So about June, July, August, September, October, we pretty much leveled out about $1,050,000 or so. So things have stabilized. They haven't really sort of gone up, haven't gone down, but they've stabilized. Can anybody tell me what the average price in February 22 was? For everything overall. Because we all know that February 22 was the peak, right? So it was about 1.3, wasn't it?
Okay.
Right, and today it's 1,050,000, so it's down 25%, right? So the price themselves, but at $1,054,000, last year overall was $1,012,000, so it's actually down about $50,000, which is about 5%, right?
But we're very close to 2021. Total year average price was $1,098,000. So that's what you were saying. We're almost at 2020 prices. 2020 was 926. So we're right in between 2020 and 2021.
Those are actually at 2020 right
You're right. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Right. They're saying here in the Toronto Star that Durham house prices have now dropped 30% from the peak. So if you got any Durham properties up there sitting there not going anywhere, it's down 30% from the peak again, February 22. And it's also down 25% in the Halton regions. It's also down 21% in Toronto, and so on and so forth. So the prices actually come down, and we knew that anyways. We knew the price was going to be high because they took off too much anyways, right? We know that. What happened in the last couple of weeks? Do you have anything? Or?
You keep going.
Carney came with his budget. What do everybody think about the budget?
Everyone's smiling.
Was it a sleeper? Was it a nothing burger?
Everything's 5 to 10 years down the road.
Right? They want to spend all this money, but it's not happening here. But they're saying here that Carney's budget was built on yesterday's housing markets, not today's grim reality. So, what's been the drum beating for the feds and the provincial guys now for last year and a half? What's it been? Not enough houses to build, right? Vacancy rate now in Toronto is 3.5%. It hasn't been that high in years, right? So the vacancy rate in Toronto used to be less than 1%. Now it's 3.5%. All the properties that are for sale today, I did this before. Where's mine? November. Got the November number? This one. Vacant properties are on, they're 35% overall. So properties that are on MLS right now, 35% are vacant. So you got 3.5% vacancy rate for rentals. You got a 35% vacancy for houses altogether that are for sale. So the article says here that was last year's problem, not today's problem. Today's problem is what?
Affordability.
The price.
The price themselves.
Uncertainty.
Yeah.
Job security.
You guys tell me. So what is affecting the market today right now? Is it job security or is it the prices? Or are they both the same thing?
Yeah.
Right? Probably both the same thing, right? Do anybody here know personally any clients or any family members or anybody else that has lost their jobs?
Or have fears of it, yeah.
No. I know that you read the newspapers and read about it, but I want to know, does anybody actually know anybody themselves that are in those situations? And these IT guys?
IT, yeah.
Business, IT.
Mostly IT?
Ours were on the marketing side.
Somebody in development of Canada also.
They work for the Bank of Canada?
Yes, they are all my clients.
Okay. So are they part of this Carney trying to get rid of 40,000 jobs, I wonder? Or?
Yes.
They're not going to actually lay people off. They just won't hire people or just let people retire and not replace them. I think that's usually what they do. But we'll see.
They got a big surplus since COVID, right? So those people aren't doing much.
They hired a whole bunch of people during COVID to work in the office, and now they're not there, right? So they promised to deliver 500,000 new jobs annually. Now have become a plan that could cost $100,000 nationally through the layoffs we're out. So they're saying that they want to get rid of 100,000 jobs, and they're trying to build 500,000 new homes for a while. Year-to-date home sales are down 82%. You know that. And the reason why they're saying all that is because of the cost. They're saying that it costs too much for them to build houses than what buyers are prepared to pay for. So they're just not building at all. That's usually the case, right?
Yeah, and a lot of their programs right now are trying to target first-time home buyers to get them to buy new houses, but they need houses right now. So I'm not convinced that's going to work. Like buy a new construction, they still have to wait 2 to 3 years to move into it, which means they're still renting today, or they're still
At mom and dad.
we're not targeting anything to help them today.
One thing they've done, they've looked at the GST portion, and the province looked at the HST portion, so they want to get rid of that for first-time buyers buying brand new homes.
Again,
So again, that's a very specific target. That's not really helping the.
they're actually not helping first-time buyers. They're trying to get the developers to see that as a positive so that they start building more. Right?
Yeah. They're also saying that the developers are complaining that the development charges represent 13% of their costs, which is equivalent to 13% of their costs is equivalent to cost of the commissions that they're paying. Like new developers pay commissions. That's also about 12%, and the HST is 13%. So the development charges equal that. But what the article's saying here, somebody's got to pay those development charges. If the developers aren't going to change it, what the government's saying is, okay, we can get rid of the development charges, and you might think that that savings will go on to the consumer. But the government's saying there's no guarantee of that because it's still a market-driven price. So if the market drives the price at whatever the price is going to be, they're not going to pass on that savings to the client. That's their concern. Do you think they will or they won't? Who knows? The other thing they're saying here is that if the developer doesn't pay for the development charges, who will?
It's true.
Right?
Somebody has to pay them.
And basically, it's going to be the taxpayer. You go ahead.
Yeah, okay, no worries. Yeah, so when we think about the market, like in most areas, I think we can almost agree it's a buyer's market, right? Like, I think we're there, depending on the pocket. And so October was a bit scary because in some way we were all hoping October was going to be like this like relief, right? We had our interest rate announcement, and we thought that something's going to happen, and then it didn't happen. Sales are down now to like 2010 levels, and I think mostly it's what we're saying, like it's uncertainty, it's job security. Some people are saying it's because of tariffs and waiting for some certainty there. I'm personally not convinced that's the reason. I don't know if are your first-time home buyers talking about tariffs?
No.
Like I don't.
They're not mentioning tariffs. They're talking about jobs.
I think our educated, savvy people, like our Clares and people that are paying attention to the market are, but like our general population of buyers aren't like, hey Carly, like what's happening with the tariffs in China today? Like
they'll say it, but they don't really understand.
They don't really understand it. So I actually don't think that's what's impacting their decisions to get in the market. I think it's more job security, making sure that in 2026 they actually have an income and to pay for it for the $1 million house, because I don't see prices going down dramatically enough. So I really think it's uncertainty and job security for sure. And so I don't know what's going to fix that, but you know, the people that are buying and selling are people that we always come back to. They have some motivation, some sort of life event. We're seeing people downsizing right now to reduce big mortgages as well. Some people getting into the market, but still divorces are happening, still estate sales, power sales are coming more now than ever. I haven't checked that number, but last time I checked was about 400 listings just in power sales. But out of 27,000, still a very small percentage as well. But October, what I'm reading is just sort of, like you said it earlier, Claire, it's a bit more stable maybe, but it wasn't really the shocking results that we were expecting to see, right? Sales were still down. So what are we predicting for November, December? Maybe about the same type of energy?
Quiet.
I've been more negative than I ever have. Senex called me out on it a few times. The other day I said, I think it's going to be like this for a few years. He goes, a few years? I said, this is what Claire says, 7 years of hell, and we're only in year 3. Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to be negative.
It is a good time for the buyers to get out there.
Bidding wars in February, right?
Yeah.
Bidding wars in February? What's going to cause that?
Usually the bidding wars do kind of pick up a bit in February.
It's done, everyone's happy.
There's still going to be sellers on the market right now, though, that are looking to close before December. Like, they want to get out before the end of the year, so it's a good time for some buyers to, like, scope out, like, closing dates and stuff, because there are some sellers that do want out.
They actually have to get out.
They want to get out.
Some buyers, there are sellers that have the motivation to do it, right?
But is inventory dropping?
Inventory is dropping slightly, but not in terms of what regular trends would be.
What happens if we're back to 12,000 active listings again? Then what?
So out of the 27,000 listings, are those listings being terminated or sold?
I don't know.
Turning into rentals.
Yes. Turning into rentals. Yeah.
Could be. No. No. Yeah, I don't know. I think now is the time where Katelyn's going to start talking about 2026 business planning, CRM management, all that stuff on all your systems, right?
Well, we've been
It's
talking
time
about
for that
CRM management for the last 5 weeks,
Yeah.
if anyone's been tuning in.
now. Yeah,
But
now's the time to get it organized, though, right? If we're not busy in sales, but the market's stabilizing, but it's not anything crazy or exciting. So it is what it is. There still are some neighborhoods that are selling above asking price. So someone did a survey of some GTA stats, and there are only 6 neighborhoods in Toronto that are doing well in overbidding. And when I say well, like take it with a grain of salt because some of the numbers are like $1,000 more. But the 6 sort of top areas, if you do have listings or buyers looking in these areas, number 1 was Runnymede, York. So average price is 125, but they have a median overbid of about 175,000. So that's still a popular area. Riverdale, Old Toronto, it's always been
They
sort of
always
a
do
small
good.
pocket, very low turnover. So it's always a little bit over asking if they're pricing it well. Port Union, Scarborough, again, I think it's a lot of like original owners, low turnover. It doesn't happen a lot. So when something comes on the market, they do generally sell over asking. Doncrest, Richmond Hill, median price is still 1.18, so they are still seeing overbidding. And then Lynn Creek in Whitby. And then this one's a bit random. Maybe it's a new development. Ford, Milton. I'm not super familiar with that area. Is that like a new?
tiny bid over.
It's $1,000 overbid.
$1,000
out
over
of the 6. Yeah. But so still, Claire, what was your stats in terms of over asking? Did you do it for November?
16%.
Blind.
Up here,
Oh, I was looking at you have my numbers, that's why. Yeah.
16% sold over asking.
16% of the properties are selling for over asking.
Yeah, but look how low now condos are only 9%.
9% of condos are selling over asking, and 19% of freeholds going over asking.
So we've always been around those numbers, but
Just want to go back to Carney here for just a second here.
Yes,
So
okay.
he, what the article's saying here, they didn't come up with anything with to sort of help building. They're talking about building in Downsview, right? And they're talking about over the next 10 years, 100,000 people. But until then, it's just minuscule. I mean, if they're saying there's so much underbuilding, so much over demand or not enough supply, they're just like, it's not like huge things going on. They never brought up anything about using federal lands as leased land. Now, this thing going to do in Downsview. But Melbourne used to have that, and Brampton used to have that. We used to have lease for the land itself, right?
That's when I had the auctions.
Had land leases, and therefore the buyers would only have to buy the property itself, not the land. They could rent the land from the city, or from the government. They didn't come out with that.
Didn't have a lottery too back there in Melbourne when it first started.
Could be when they were probably the first people trying to get in there. They also didn't. They were talking about introducing what's called a MERB. Anybody remember a MERB? The only one here that would be Elio maybe, but MERBs, even that was probably before our time. This was the 70s, right? What the government would do, they would allow people to invest in purpose-built rental buildings. So they get all these doctors, people with money that people wanted discounts. They let them invest in these multi-unit buildings for rentals, and any rental losses that they have, they'll allow that write off any losses against other income, not just that investment income, their personal income. So a lot of doctors, a lot of lawyers, and that would then invest in these MERBs that would then build an apartment building, and it'd be all rentals. They didn't do anything with that at all, so that would have been something to spur things going on instead of just doing what they're doing now. So there's a couple things that they never did. I think they're still waiting for Trump to decide what he's doing as far as the tariffs.
that's
goes,
what I
right?
was saying when you,
Yeah.
like I'm not convinced that's the reason that our buyers are not buying houses. Like not
I think it's
our
more
younger
job- I
people.
think it's more job
I
security.
agree. I think that's what we're saying. It's job security. Like I think the tariff thing needs to happen in the bigger picture, in the macro world. It does need to happen, but I don't think our people are necessarily like watching it.
Yeah. And just go back to the fees themselves. The fees represent about, in 2014, the fees represent 8% of the property's costs, and in 2024, it represents 13%. Cost of the construction is about 47%. Cost of land is only about 12%. So cost of land's actually gone down. I'm talking about big units there. And the average price for development charges for a condominium, not houses, I think houses are like 130,000 or something there, but condominiums are around 52,000. In 2014, the average charge was $10,000 per suite. Now it's jacked up to 52,000. That's what the developers are complaining about.
That's a lot, and that's like typically what people are looking for, that smaller 500 square foot unit. So the margins on it is very tiny. You keep going with news-related stuff. I have like a ton of other scenes.
I love this stuff.
I had them.
Blog Teo.
This is what I'm saying. Like, this is why I say our poor girl who wanted to buy a condo. She reads headlines like this, and she thinks she can buy a condo for $400,000. Read them the headline, like.
It says here the Toronto housing market is dying, and here's how much average prices have dropped.
So people read this and like, yeah, it's my time. I'm gonna get in.
But this is Blog Teo. You got to understand, Blog Teo is very, very anti-establishment, very, very left-wing, very, not pro-business at all. And they're talking about how the units have dropped and prices have dropped, so on and so forth. So it's no wonder the buyers are offering like $400,000.
I know exactly because they're reading headlines. The market's dying, everybody. Like it's super dramatic.
On the rental side, rents, Toronto asking price hit a 40-month low. So for the rental properties have not been this low in the last 40 months. Does anybody notice that? Anybody trying to lease properties in condos? Who's having issues? Issues?
No issues. But the other market,
At the price it right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people, you're having some issues. Any luck on yours? No? Nothing? So price too high maybe?
It's also the quality of tenants. You really have to be screening.
The last tenant was paying $3,500. Now
That was in 20.
$8.
Yeah. So that's a tough one too, right?
There's definitely movement happening. Like we had a situation where we got a tenant for a property, and that tenant is going to back out now before closing date because in their rental property, their tenants bought something, so they're just going to move into their own rental property. So things are happening. Like people are moving around and things like that. They're just
Saying here in Toronto, a 2-bedroom now is going for $2,800. A 1-bedroom is going for $2,200, and a 3-bedroom is going for $3,500.
Wow.
So that sounds all right. Now the Ford government's trying to do some things, and everybody's going after them, and they've changed a couple things already. But they want to. They're talking about it. It's nothing's in writing or nothing's firm. But they're trying to get to the point where maybe a landlord doesn't have to pay the 1 month's rent to ask a tenant to leave for their own use. Ford's floating that idea around right now. Right now, if you give a tenant notice to leave, you've got to give them 1 month's rent, right? So maybe thinking about maybe withdrawing that.
Why?
Make it somewhat
because
appealing.
Ford's getting tired of the tenants or of the landlords themselves getting taken advantage of. So he's trying to think that there's something going on here that it's not equal.
But we're moving the
It's not
fee.
level.
Is it supposed to entice people to move into their own units?
Just trying to take expenses away from the
Fair enough.
landlords.
Yeah.
And they're also considering, that they don't know how to do this, they're also considering that at the end of a lease, that maybe it doesn't go automatic month to month.
I think you already backtracked on that, though.
I think he backtracked.
He backed on that.
Right.
Yeah, Reddit went crazy over that, and there was actual protests. 2 days later, he backtracked from that. All he said was, "We're going to have consultations to review it," and then they said, "Okay, no, we're not going to have consultations to review it." So it was just poor language.
Yeah.
But some things I was reading too, they're trying to shorten the time that it takes where you can take somebody to an LTB. They're trying to improve that process a little bit.
15 days.
So I don't disagree with that.
Yeah,
That's
they're
okay.
also saying that halfway during a course or halfway during a case, they can't add new information to it.
That seems fair.
Like
Also,
right now, like you're in the middle of it, and the tenant brings in some more information, so they got to start
a new
from
case.
scratch over again. So we're talking about me getting rid of that.
yeah. Fair.
There's one of the developers here that makes purpose-built rentals. I've never heard of the company here, but it's called. I don't know.
Fitzroy, yeah, we talked about this a little
Fitzroy,
bit.
you talked about before.
Yeah, it's okay. That's a good thing.
So what he's doing here is he's allowing the tenants to pay with their credit cards their rent. And he's got arrangements through this company that they pay through this company, and they're allowing the company to give the tenants Aeroplan miles.
That's nice.
So this is what they do in the U.S. This is what they're trying to bring this model, because you can pay by credit card, which allows you to earn whatever credit card points, whether it's Aeroplan or whatever thing, and that helps your life. It also helps you build some credit up as a tenant as well. And why not have the money going to points? It's just going to someone else's mortgage. Like the people that are crazy about points programs can really, you can benefit from this, right? It can be part of your income strategy. So.
Credit card.
Yeah.
Right, and that's the least that's on
If
you.
you don't
That
pay
might
it
be
back.
part of your strategy. So. And the same company is also doing like virtual medical, where you can book appointments through the rent goes towards that. So they're trying to just be all. But these are luxury rental units, by the way. These are not like standard rental units. Good idea. I thought this was an interesting stat. Our consultant Wayne had brought this up, and then I just saw an article about it too. But
I read that too.
yeah. Me and Claire talked about it. It was Claire's idea, actually, this, right? Is that what you, okay. Earlier this year, I think if you were tracking the NAR settlements, it started like last year a little bit, where somebody complained that we were colluding on commissions, and sellers, we were telling them that the standard commission was this, so they actually changed their mind and said that the buyer's agents now have to negotiate their own commission. Seller will pay the seller commission, you won't have a cooperating commission on your listing, and everybody was scared, thinking, oh my gosh, this is going to be so hard, our commissions are going to go down. You know, how are we going to negotiate our own commissions? And it turns out now, about a year later, the commissions are higher than they never have been. And agents, they did a survey, they're actually requesting anywhere between 2.5% and 3% commission for them to represent them as a buyer. And can you guess why, other than just negotiating your own commission, why would that happen?
Desperate.
So listing agents no longer responsible.
And because it's a buyer's market.
Yeah.
We're in a buyer's market right now where they need our expertise to help get them that deal, and they're actually paying commissions for it. So they're actually, the whole survey, some people are charging upwards of 3% to represent the buyer. And so overall, agents are actually earning more commission in that new business model than they were getting paid by the seller's agent.
And they thought they were all going to lose their jobs.
Everyone thought there was going to be a huge thing. Now, so Claire's, what was your speculation? You want to, what we were talking about? There might be another lawsuit coming because people are not going to be happy about this now either.
Now there's not a lawsuit too much.
So the way the article reads, it says that, and we've got one in Canada now too. If everybody read the RE/MAX Canada, threw us all under the bus and settled for $7 million for the Canadian lawsuit that's going on, so they would get released. And they also agreed to help the investigation or something. But anyways, in the States, they were complaining the same thing. They're saying that there was price fixing on the listing, saying that offering co-op commissions mandatory is anti-competition. Toronto Real Estate Board does the same thing. You're not allowed to put a listing on MLS without having a co-op commission offered. It can be $1, but they're saying because it's anything, it's price fixing. So that's what happened in the States. So what they did in the States, they stopped
Advertising.
the co-op commission. So on MLS, there's no co-op commission. So the buyer's agent has to negotiate their own commission, and the buyer's supposed to pay that commission. But what they do in the States also, they word it in such a way that the seller will finance, the seller will credit the buyer whatever commission it might be. So it goes back so they can finance it, right? But what they're finding now is that yes, it's zero commission to co-op, but rather than offering 2.25%, 2.5% to the co-op like they did before, the buyer's agents want 3%. So it's actually costing them more money. So now what the article says, they interviewed 240 people or something. They had secret shoppers.
Which that was my next point.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's secret shoppers. That's how they found out this information. They had 250 secret shopping agents or buyers reach out to agents to get this information. So we always joke about how every time we get a lead call or a sign call, it's like CBC is calling. So this is your time to make sure you're not saying anything, outside of it.
I always pretend they are.
Let's go ahead.
And what they said was not a single agent said that they'd do it for a fixed fee. Not a single agent, every single agent asked for a percentage, and every single agent was between 2.5% and 3%.
Yeah.
So what they said is that they should go back to court because there's price fixing.
Yeah.
So we got price fixing
Everyone
on
just
the
leave us
listing
alone.
side, and they got rid of the now they're saying there's price fixing on the co-op side.
Yeah, so the Consumer Federation of America discouraged a percentage. They were trying to encourage flat fee commissions. That was part of their getting rid of this, and it's not even working in principle. It's actually causing people to pay more commissions overall.
95% said, yeah.
So the market still prevails.
Market still prevails.
The free market system still tells us what's going on. Right?
Okay.
So why has it been 6% commission? Because that's what it costs for you to operate your business.
Yep.
That's it, right? Or 5% commission, whatever.
The other cute things they found, just for your own interest, so 52% of the agents wanted a BRA before even taking them to a showing. Only one person said no one's checking contracts to make sure they're signed. So again, these are mystery shoppers, so be careful what you say, right? But that's interesting. So it's a good thing.
Okay, Sandeep.
That's right.
The current offer, what I am dealing with, Mississauga, property listed on Hamilton Board.
Hamilton Board.
2%.
So 2%?
2%.
So I spoke to the listing agent. I said, why it is 2%? She said, it is as per the Hamilton standard. I said, but the property is Mississauga. So her logic, because it is not there. Her logic is, nowadays every buyer has a notification set. Buyer will come to know there is a property, and buyer will tell, and that's what happened with me. My buyer told me, Sandeep, there is a property in the area, I would like to see it.
Yeah.
I mean, we will eventually close it, but yes, it will be 2%.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
the logic of listing agent is, seller doesn't want to spend much. They know they are going to get the list price.
Yeah.
They are trying to save 0.5%. on-
Yeah, but you can still negotiate your own commission too, right? You
Yeah,
can
she
still,
was- she said no, they are going
yeah.
to- She said no, we'll go as per the Hamilton standard.
Hamilton standard, and that's what they're trying to discourage. There is no standard. There should be no standard, no usual. It's
They
all,
teach you that.
It's all case by case. But those words, yeah, that's
They
what the
teach you
whole
that in
thing-
broker school that there's no, maybe the sales rep too, but you're not allowed to say there's a standard fee. Like that's against our rules.
It's a free world.
So if anyone calls you, just pretend you're on CBC and there's no standard. That's just what the seller is offering.
Yeah. I have a listing right now too, and it's a court-ordered sale. So commission was a point of intention, and so we're doing 2 and 2. So I'm cooperating at 2%. And we had offers, and all of them had 2.5 on their CCR, every single one. And it
Snuck it
actually
in there.
screwed up my negotiations because even though I had like 5 offers, I had to calculate the extra 0.5 because I'm not reducing mine. And they would call me and say, oh, it's 2.5. I worked so hard. I said, my friend, it's taken me a year and a half to get this listing on the market. I'm not giving you less than, we're both working together here. But it actually screwed up my negotiations. I had a whole spreadsheet to say this is this price with this, and this guy did it properly at 2, and we were calculating it all. It's
But if it's
confusing.
all of sale, it will be decided by lawyers, right? Who decides? Court.
Oh yeah, that's a whole other situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, of how I got the listing, but yeah.
Court order.
I'm saying I wouldn't normally take a listing at 2% anyways. It would normally be 5, but it's a unique
Some
situation.
situations,
so.
yeah.
But yeah. Speaking of negotiations, I like the REM magazine articles because they're very timely. This is about home inspections and the art of negotiating when it comes to either your own buyer client or if you're on the selling side and someone's doing a home inspection. So I think I would say 90% of offers now have home inspections. Is that right? Like, are you guys doing home inspections? I've even seen some people back out of the home inspections now. It's very common. And so there's an art in dealing with that on both sides. They even call it the second negotiation, right? Like you get the deal, it's conditional on the inspection. So you know there's something's going to happen. Either the inspection's going to go well or things are going to happen. So these are things just to consider whether you're on either side. It could apply to both sides, whether you're representing the seller or the buyer. But don't react, respond. We've heard this before. Who was the speaker we had? Was it Brian? Someone came and they talked about emotional intelligence. It's the same thing. Don't, if you're on the seller side and someone does an inspection, they come to you and ask for a price reduction, don't respond dramatically and defensively right away, right? So you have to sort of stay calm, respond with curiosity, not defensiveness. So emotional state will influence what information you actually receive and how you can overcome this. So you may want to ask questions to understand the situation. What did the inspection reveal? What solutions is the buyer seeking? So I get this question a lot. Hey, Carly, we did an inspection. We found all these things wrong. What do I do? And I said, we have to ask your client, are they looking for a price reduction? Are they looking for you to fix these things? Like, let's work through these items. Like, it doesn't need to be a scary list. And also, what's that buyer's BATNA? So we talked about that a couple weeks ago. What's their next best alternative? Is there a house on the market next door that's a little bit nicer and more move-in ready? You have to pay attention to these things. They may actually have a better alternative around the corner. So you have to be prepared with all of this information in order to go forward. Also think about, is this a legitimate renegotiation where there's significant deficiencies discovered, or is it a power play where the buyers are just testing for concessions and showing signs of buyer's remorse? There's somebody in the WhatsApp group this weekend talking about an amendment for a price reduction. That particular situation was actually their third negotiation of that house. They actually did a mutual release on the first one and went back and bought it, and now they're still negotiating. In that case, he's dealing with a buyer that's very, I don't know what the word is. It's a power play thing. There's nothing wrong. They did the inspection. Nothing was wrong. This buyer's looking for
They're looking very
power. Their ego, they probably sold a little bit less than what they thought. Now is their chance to get them. So you have to be really careful, especially if that is your own client playing with games like that. Your relationship with the buyer's agent also matters. So foundation of trust, professionalism can lead to better information flow and more collaborative problem solving. So again, look at if it's legitimate or leverage. So just figuring out those two things can help a lot in the positioning of it. Nelson may have something to say about this. This one says review the report. So actually a lot of people are putting in the clauses that they are entitled to see the report. On the other hand, you might not want to know everything that they found out in the inspection, because then you'll also have
as
to,
the seller.
As a seller, if you're a seller. You may, some people will want to see it.
Like
So
we
they
have an
go to their
inspection,
clients and say, hey, this is what they found, you have to fix it. There may be times where you don't want to see everything. So that alone is its own strategy, right? Clarify what is being asked of you. Is the buyer asking for repairs to be done, or a price reduction, or exiting from the deal altogether? You might be arguing about the roof, and meanwhile they just want to back out of the deal altogether. So don't waste time trying to figure out, what they want to do. How strong is the buyer's commitment, their position? Are they willing to walk? Are they emotionally attached to the property? So again, understanding all these things, and then identifying viable solutions. So you may have to be super creative now in a market like this. You may actually have to fix most of these problems, even if they are tiny as well. You may have to sort of work on them with that. Assessing the power dynamic as well. So again, this is what they say, the second negotiation. It's a big deal. They also talk about preparing your buyer clients when they're about to go do an inspection. So prep them in advance. You're not buying a brand new house. We are going to find some things. There's going to be some things that we're going to ask them to fix, and there's going to be some things that we're just going to have to fix ourselves. And
now you know what you're getting into.
This is not the case where we're going to go back and negotiate $50,000 under asking because they have to replace a doorknob or something. So you really have to prep your buyer clients in advance of doing that as well. But this is going to be more of a theme. Now we're about to do one as well where they did an inspection on a gut job. I don't know why they did an inspection.
There's an inspection
I don't know.
done.
I'm not holding my breath. I'm expecting them to come back and say a bunch of things wrong, and then I'll ask for a mutual release. But
Didn't we just have an agent recently? They did the home inspection as the seller, I think, before they listed it, and then they found things on it that they were hoping not to find. I think that was in the WhatsApp group. I don't remember who it was.
They did like a pre-home inspection?
Yeah, and they're like, what do we do now if we do find something on it? Do we have to disclose and fix? So it's, a lot of people are always have to decide if they want to do an inspection before they list the house, and if it's a good idea or bad idea. I don't know. I know Nelson probably has opinions on that one too. As a listing agent doing the home inspection.
I'd rather not.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Disclose what you don't know.
Exactly. So if there is something, and then actually no, I think the situation was they did a home inspection, and the inspector missed something on the seller side, but then the buyer used that as their home inspection. And then when they moved in, I think they found something that the inspector, I think it was knob and tube. So then they were like, what do we do now? Like, do we go after the inspector, or like, how does that work if the seller's inspector intentionally missed something?
That's right.
Yeah. That was a whole, So I think it was knob and tube they discovered after.
Well, to be fair, knob and tube is may have been behind walls. If they've renovated and fixed it, you might not know. So their home
maybe
inspection,
the seller said, don't look behind the walls.
It's a pre-home inspection, and they're not cutting out the walls to see what's behind it. It's a pre-home inspection for the purposes of listing the house. So as a buyer, I would have done our own inspection, but there's a standard clause, I don't know if it's number 16 or whatever it is, it's a new one in the office as of 2024 that says everyone has the right to a home inspection unless otherwise specified. So they didn't otherwise specify it in a condition. They had the right to do their own. So in that case, the seller was won in that case because the buyers had the right to do their own inspection.
Yeah. So that's a tricky one. If you're doing it for your sellers and you miss something, then it might come to bite you in the butt later.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's lots of creative situations. Okay.
So I know you're getting old, right? I saw this here, I don't know why. You'll be familiar with this one. Imperial Pub? You familiar with this one?
Where did it go?
Next to Ryerson, right, downtown?
The one by the Bean Center.
I used to play Pong in this bar going to Ryerson.
You went to a bar?
50 years ago.
Claire went out?
When did you go to a bar?
Used to Pong.
Pong? Beer pong?
You played beer pong?
No. The video game called Pong, right? Anyways, they're shutting that bar down after 80 years. So I'm thinking, that's so.
You want to go?
No.
That's a personal invite.
This was years ago, man. This is when I was a teenager, I'm sure. So years ago.
I'd like to see you playing Pong.
I think we should go.
Pong.
Yeah, me too.
We'll bring our own Pong.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
I won't tell you what other things we do. We'll have when things turn off.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
On camera.
Not on camera.
We have December 17th coming up. Will we see it then?
Yeah.
I had my own tales from the streets of mistakes I made, so I thought I would share with you guys. We were in negotiations on a listing. We weren't holding offers, but we ended up with 5 offers one night, so it got kind of stressy and scary. And this is the one, not scary, but just complicated. This is the one where everyone on their CCR was wrong, and everyone had warranties and guarantees, and even though the listing was a gut, so there's a whole bunch of things wrong with these offers now. But took about 3 or 4 days of negotiating. I had a really decent offer in hand. My client wanted to accept, and I got a call from another one that had been begging me all day, like, I really want this house, I want this house. And he said, what do I need to do? And he said, if I do this closing and this price, will you take it? And I said, honestly, yeah, like, that's exactly what my client's looking for. It was a little bit better than the one I had in hand. Do we not wait all night when I could have just taken the one that my client told me to accept for them? We wait all night till the next morning for him to give me the exact same offer I already had. So my lesson is don't wait for a better offer. If they're going to give you a better offer, they're going to make it happen that night. You don't need to wait and sleep on it. Take the offer that your client directed you to accept, because waiting doesn't necessarily get you a better offer. I'm seeing a lot of nods. Has this happened to people before? Like, you think it's better and you're going to help your client, it's going to be a better offer, but then it never came.
Well, there's those agents that say, tell me what it's going to take, and you tell them, and then they come back 30 under what you just told them what it's going to take. You're like, what? Like, it's like they think you're playing them or
what's that saying, a
something.
bird in the hand, I think is the saying, right? So think about that when you're negotiating. The other thing I learned is, so this is a court-ordered sale, and he's been really adamant on me about price. It's price, price, price. We argued about the price of the listing. It took forever to come together on the price. So in these 5 offers, I'm pretty focused on the price. Closing as a backup, but I'm like super focused on the price. And then I give him the summary of all these offers. He doesn't even respond to me for 2 days later. And then finally he goes, I don't care about the price. I just want the December 16th closing, even though it was the worst offer out of all of them. And I'm like, why didn't you just tell me that? You've had this offer since Monday. I could have done that. And he's like, well, I don't know.
So sometimes the closing days are more important than the price.
Sometimes the closing day is more important, and you're focused on the wrong thing, because for 2 days I was focused on getting him price, and I had got him $15,000 and he didn't even want it. He wanted the December 16th closing. And that's what we ended up with. So another lesson, you have to figure out their motivation and really figure, is it truly price, or is closing, what trumps it? And that will help you in negotiating as well. Yeah. The last thing I will say, we've got a listing where we're not servicing the leads on this listing, so we are passing them out to either internally or to a local brokerage. But I try to nurture the leads myself, and so I have a script. When we get the lead, I try to figure out, are they working with an agent? All your standard kind of scripts. So she'd pass the don't have an agent, want to work with you, love the house, have a pre-approval, blah, blah, blah. And then the final step for me was, okay, I'm going to ask for a piece of ID, and I'm going to coordinate a showing. She goes, I've never been asked for ID, ever seen a house. I'm going to reach out to my agent, ask them to book me a showing.
Perfect.
I was like, great, please do. So I don't know. I ask for ID for my own safety, security. These are online leads. I don't care, female, male. I don't know who you are. I always ask for ID if I'm going to take them, especially if I'm going to pass on the lead to somebody else. And in this case, the script worked, because she said she was so offended that I'll call my agent. And I was like, yeah, you should do that.
Thank
Perfect.
you.
Thank you. So watch your scripts. Be careful with your time. The ID alone was enough for somebody to say no. Second lead came through, had the same script. She said, sure, no problem. Here's my ID. So
did that person show the property a second?
I don't know for sure. Their agent, who knows? I got showings after. So yeah. But yeah, people want to waste your time, so be careful.
That's the third call where the buyers told our agent that I don't work with an agent. I'm not working with an agent.
Yeah. Very common.
And the agent will say, you're not worth anybody. No, I'm not. So they'll go across town, they'll show their property, spend a couple hours with them, explain everything else, and then they'll go back home and get a phone call, have an offer. You haven't even shown their property. I know, you showed my clients.
That's why those listing agents will put that on the remarks now.
This is happening in Toronto now. I mean, I can see guys up north, but now in Toronto.
Yeah.
So just ask for ID. That might be.
A lot of the time it's a family member.
So somebody's phoning you off, hey, I want to see your property.
Oh, yeah.
And the phone from the sign caller or realtor.ca, you want.
Yeah.
I know what they say, but you.
And sometimes you might not want to care. If you're somebody that doesn't have a lot of time and you have energy, you should want to go out and meet these people. Like, you can still convert them, even though they say they have an agent. There's still a chance you can convert them. So I'm not saying don't entertain them, but just really know what your time value is and what you want to entertain.
Wednesday.
Yep. Well, I was going to talk about a couple. Has anyone been watching our Instagram this week?
AI.
Sora. I just wanted to mention this app because it's such a weird. I can see 5 people in this room right now that were using it. I've had some agents that have asked me about getting into videos and all of that, and Mo and I think you, San, I don't know, or Chad, a bunch of you guys showed me an app last week. It's called Sora. S-O-R-R-A or S-O-R-A? S-O-R-A. So it's a fun app. It's like a TikTok type app, but every video on the app is AI. It's not real videos, and they're the most insane, weird videos I've ever seen. But basically what you can do on these apps is you just say 3 numbers out loud, and then you look left and right. It looks takes your face, and then you basically kind of like ChatGPT. You write, make me a video. I think I did one last week. If you guys want to go on our Instagram, it was I said, show a beach, or have me as a listing agent showing buyers at a beach house, and then me falling down the stairs. And like it has it like it's a professional video, and all of a sudden my AI bot is falling down the stairs. So yeah, it's a fun app that you can do, but you can do it professionally. It actually, I started getting into it because I was trying to promote our training program to you guys on Instagram, and it was like my highest viewed video, and it is a professional video saying, hi, this is us working with buyers, and then I kind of got interested in it as a video to use on Instagram. So it's a hard app to describe, but if you guys are looking to do videos, but you don't want to do scripts and you don't want to sit down, you can literally show your face, write out a quick script. It's only a 10-second video, and then put them on Instagram. So it's pretty good. It uses your voice, your face, and everything. It makes you look a little different and sound a little different, but it's a great app to kind of play around with. I'm looking at these guys. I saw Debbie doing like yoga doing yoga down a showing. I've seen Chad's doing stuff with cows and meat. And I think Mo did a motivational speech. Naz was doing turn off your water, shut off and all that stuff. Did you get good stuff on that?
Didn't yours say AI on it?
Yeah. Oh, there you go. So one of our agents, she did one. It was her turning off the water taps. And then she got someone to reach out to her. Even for my webinar that I promoted, I had about 6 people sign up for my webinar from this video. So like, it's very strange, but it does work. So if you guys want to have some creative stuff on your Instagrams, check out Sora. It's a cool app. And if you're here, you just go ask Mo. He'll show you how to do it. What else we got? Other AI stuff that you can do. Someone in the chat on WhatsApp asked about virtual staging. I actually did it on my last condo listing. You can use Gemini. It's like another ChatGPT form. You can upload your listing. Say, can you virtually stage this? And it will virtually stage it much quicker than ChatGPT. It's free. It may deform the room a little bit, but you can say, use the exact photo, add furniture to it. So if you guys are looking for free ways of doing virtual staging, Gemini is one. It'll put like a little logo or watermark in the corner, so it's obvious that it's AI. But if you guys, I forget who was asking in the chat, but go on Gemini if you guys are looking for virtual staging. I think Bella Staging charges about $50 a room or something like that, so it is much cheaper. Another thing in the WhatsApp chat, you guys were active this week. Retirement plan. We had an agent who is currently on vacation. I don't know how old he is. I want to say 60s maybe. He was talking about how he's looking to retire and what are his options. So Claire talks about this quite often on how to retire as an agent, which is through your database, which is why we talk about your database so often. You have the options to sell your database to another agent. If you want to maintain the relationships because you're good at the phone calls, but you don't want to service the clients anymore, you can actually get another agent to service the client. You can take a 25% referral while you're traveling the world. You can do that. I did have a third alternative, but I forget what it was. You've already claimed his? Yeah. So I think what we should do is maybe do a seminar or something for you guys. I'd like to see it in person because I think it is where we are seeing agents that are getting to that point where they're thinking about retiring, they're traveling, they don't want to service the clients, but they still got to have some sort of income. So I think we should do some sort of how to retire seminar, and then you younger agents should be connecting with these older guys that maybe want to travel and haven't announced it yet. But
and I'll add, I liked it when someone in the group said it's not just young as like an age.
Yes, fair. Not young age,
you may be
new in
just
business.
not ready to retire and have energy, and so you can still partner with somebody that's willing to retire. So it's not like young, like...
Yeah, I'm not talking like 20-year-olds. I'm talking about fresh in the business and have like a few more years to go. There's lots of agents in our brokerage alone that are looking for that type of help that don't really know how to structure the plan. So I think, Claire, that'd be a good session for us to probably run on how to retire.
There's all kinds of different ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can the most disappointing way to retire is just quit and that's it.
Sure.
Die.
Right?
Sorry. That's a sad way to me. I feel like you should enjoy your retirement years.
So I've had in the past agents have been successful agents and they want to retire, and then the last 3 years they decide they want to retire, and all of a sudden now they get busy with their database, they get busy with their systems, they get busy with all the routines just to be able to sell it. And we've been preaching this forever. We're telling you guys, like, have your database, have your routine, have your systems. How often you send emails? How often now you've got a system. So now you go to somebody else, say, okay, I'm going to put your name on my marketing, and you and I will share whatever we get over a period of time, and eventually my name will come off and your name will stay there. So there's a process. But it all starts though with
systems.
What are you selling? Like, what do you got?
What's your product? Yeah.
What are you retiring? Like, why would I? Okay, you want to retire? That's great. So give me the name of all your clients. Well, they're all in my head.
Yeah, they just call me.
So they just call me. So if somebody calls me, I'll give them your name. Is that a way to retire?
No.
All right. I would think that you would have a system in place that you send them stuff on a regular basis through email, through mail, or whatever else, and then you just put someone else's name on there and you transition over. You get a percentage of those deals over a period of time, and then eventually it pays for itself. So there is a way to do it.
Yeah.
But it all starts with that database and what is it you're selling.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I've been doing with you guys for like the last 5 weeks. I do it every September or October. We do the Systems for Success training, and it's specifically to help you retire, which is a weird way of saying it, but I start off by like how to find clients, how to put them into a CRM. Even like last week, we just did a session on what to do when you get a buyer client. The reason why I give you guys these checklists and walk you step by step is because let's say Elio does want to retire and he's like, okay, my client's been going to me for 50 years and they like working with me, but he wants to pass it off to an agent that's going to do it exactly like he does because that's why they go with him. So my whole goal of getting you guys to write out a checklist of how you guys run your business is so that you can pass it and duplicate yourself. So if you want to retire or you want to grow a team, that's the whole point of all these systems that I'm teaching you guys. So on that topic, last week we did the buyer consultation or what to do when you get a buyer client. This week, Wednesday at 12 o'clock, I'm going to be walking you guys, it's the final session of our week 6 on what to do when you get a seller client. So we're going to talk about what to do to get that house prepared for the market, different marketing strategies, different follow-ups, how to negotiate and all that stuff. But the whole point of me teaching you guys this stuff is for you guys to be able to either expand your business or retire. I'm not doing it just for like fun and to fill time, but that's what we are up to. One final thing that you guys may have received in your email last week, the stats came out. I email this to you guys every week, and I think on the subject line it says bring this to your next listing appointment. I'm trying to teach you guys to save some time, so if you guys are going to listing appointments, you should be able to just print this off, bring it to your appointment so that you guys can read the stats. It talks about like a very summarized version of what's going on in the market, what the average prices are of each house type, what it means for your sellers, what it means for your buyers, and then just an overall summary. So if you are sitting at a buyer-seller presentation and you don't know how to talk about market stats, this should be your easy way out on top of, I guess, the other documents that you guys bring.
You can, the picture, put our picture in?
Yes, so if you guys open the email, it says, bring this to your next appointment. It says, click here for a template version, and it's for you to edit it. So I can't.
It's meant for that.
It's meant for you guys to edit it. I just gotta pick a face every month. I have to pick some head, okay? And I got comments on the sunglasses. You don't like the sunglasses. I don't know what to do.
It's meant for yours.
So it is, I give you guys enough space on the side, hopefully, that if you guys go into Canva, use the template link, you can actually edit the entire document. I'm just giving this something for you guys to go. It's hard to satisfy 450 of you guys, but this is how you guys can do it. So that came to your email, bring that to your presentation this month. I do it every month for you guys.
I saw somebody put a video on top of it.
Yeah.
So Kathy's interesting. She might be watching this. She's been wanting to do videos for a while. I'm gonna call her out on this, or she's gonna hate this, but she was doing some videos. She was doing pop buys, and then she was doing videos in front of the house. If they didn't answer the door, just saying, "Hey, I'm in front of your door." She didn't love the way that she was looking that day. I taught her how to use filters on Instagram. So if you don't like the way you look, there are filters on Instagram that will
excuses nowadays.
smooth your face, because like that was her excuse to not filming was, I don't like the way I look every day.
Fair one.
Fair warning. So they have filters these days, or Sora apps that will fix that right away for you. And then she did that quick video. I made her sit down in the room that day. I said, you're not going home until you film this video, because I know you'll go home and then not do it. And then she put a video in the top corner on her Instagram of her talking about the market. And then she posted it, and I think she emailed it to her database as well. So you guys can use this document in many different ways.
Is that other program still out there called Loom?
Yep, Loom is still there.
Loom did the same thing as that
Yep.
thing, right?
Loom, you can do a video. You actually, yeah, you could put your little face in the Loom video on this document probably. So there's lots of apps out there for you guys. I think that's it. So we got Wednesday at 12, and then next week Mike Ferry event. So there won't be a live training here because I'll be doing scripts and prospecting camp.
So somebody else should sign for that too. It's cheap, eh? $250?
$250 for 3 days, 3 full days in Brampton. I think there's about 6 of us going from the office so far. I don't know if there's any more.
Teaching scripts.
Yeah. It's a good.
Who's been there? Who's done the action workshop before? Here, anybody?
I remember Mo going.
Yeah, good.
I have a couple more things. Do you have anything else?
Okay.
Or just a couple sort of announcements. We are closing down Oshawa Suite. I know no one here was using it that frequently. Maybe over here. We're closing Oshawa this week, and we're going to have new news, so stay tuned for that is all I'm going to say right now. We have our RICO audit this week. Nothing changes for you guys, but if you see me auditing your files a little more closely than I used to, that is why, and we'll give you the results of that audit. Typically, they could come in and ask for things like business cards and flyers. I suspect that they're more focused on our trust accounts in the accounting world due to everything that's happening with iPro and another brokerage that just got shut down, but we'll find out more. It's for 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday, so we'll be here doing that. FinTrack audit comes pretty hot about 2 weeks after that. So we did not talk about FinTrack today. We saved you, but we are going to still push FinTracker and all that same stuff over and over, especially the app. So more will come on that as well. And then save the date for December 17th. You can actually RSVP now for the Christmas party directly to Ginny as well for December 17th.
There's a lot
at 6
happening.
p.m. That's a more fun party after we complete all of our audits.
We might
I
need
will
to drink after
be
that.
celebrating. Hopefully we get the results for the 17th. I don't think we will, but yeah. Anything else to add? Any listings anyone wants to talk about? Don't? Okay.
Can we have technology training?
Technology training, we can add it to the schedule. Yeah, I think they want to do like an AI technology training like
What
Sanic did before.
Anything.
We may need to call
Sanic.
Ron for that, or
either
Sanic.
Sanic.
Oh, Sanic. Sanic will be doing Tech Tuesdays.
Sora.
Sora, ChatGPT, Gemini.
We'll let Mo.
Include that.
Okay.
We'll get through your systems program and then we'll
Yeah,
create a calendar.
this is our last week of our systems training, so after that we can get some more of that.
Yeah, we'll probably do a FinTrack tracker app training as well. Very exciting.
With Sora, that'd be kind of cool.
That would be tech. FinTracker is tech, technically.
Boring.
Hamid, yeah?
Yeah, I have a new listing in Richmond
Okay, come talk louder because even I can't hear you.
I have a new listing in Richmond Hill.
Richmond Hill?
Yeah, so which is fully renovated. I renovated for my client.
Okay, fully renovated.
Main floor is a bungalow.
Nice.
Main floor we added another washroom, so main floor it has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. And in the basement we made 2 units. One of them is 1 bedroom and the other one is a bachelor.
Nice. So like multi-generational living.
Fully renovated, so that is really good.
Okay, good.
For the just 1 bedroom, and probably they can rent it
Okay.
minimum 1,700.
So some rental and-
Bachelor, so they can rent it around like 1,500.
Nice.
And then, so each unit has their own kitchen and bathroom. They're sharing with laundry in the basement, and the main floor
Okay.
has its own laundry.
Nice. And what's your price point on that?
So I listed for 1,288,000.
1.28.
Offer date for Monday.
With offer date next Monday
Next Monday.
in Richmond Hill.
Yes.
Okay, that's for Hamid if anybody has a client for that as well.
Seems like a good price.
Anyone else? Okay, have a good week. Happy birthday, Morel, Nelson. See you.